Hey everyone, it's Editing Kieran here, and welcome back to part 2 of the Lost episode. If you want to know what's going on, make sure you listen to the previous episode, which came out 2 weeks ago. It will catch you up, and you get the full picture of the full podcast. But other than that, this one is a nice hour long, so please sit back and enjoy. Shall we move on to what I was planning to do for most of this episode?
Sure, if you want.
Sure.
It's your podcast.
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't care. Whatever.
Don't sound so excited, guys.
I just want to talk about meal deals.
I'm going to get you on this really interesting subject and moan at you to stop.
Genuinely, when I wrote down meal deals, I was like, oh, they're going to slate me for this chat and tell me it's all bullshit.
It's been half hour, mate.
Yeah, and it's been 35 minutes.
Got another hour for this. All about meal deals.
Okay, well, we can catch up on meal deals the next time you guys are back on. Is that a deal? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's a meal deal.
Hey!
These boomers, man. We're gonna do.
I'm 25.
That's pretty old.
I'm 33.
That's
old.
really old.
Yeah.
We're gonna do moral dilemmas.
Kill the baby.
Okay, well that's that.
Okay.
That was moral dilemmas, everyone.
That was moral dilemmas. Thank you, Sloth, for that excellent justification. No, we're gonna. I've tried to pick some good ones. Okay. I know there's some things a bit silly, but I've tried to pick some good ones. I spent quite a while last night looking for good ones. So, first one. You go out with your husband for dinner at a new restaurant that you have not frequented before. It is in a part of town that you rarely visit. You are shocked to see that your best friend's spouse is having dinner with a very young, attractive person. From the way they're behaving, it is obvious that they are more than friends. The couple finish their meal and leave without seeing you. They behave very affectionately on the way out the door. What do you do? Do you tell your friend? Or do you say nothing?
I'd probably have my meal first.
I do have a quick question. What's my husband's name?
Reginald, like the horse.
Reginald. We'll just make a note of that. Reginald.
Do you like to call him Reggie? For short? Or do you not like that?
I think I... Oh,
I think I do.
Yeah, I think I do. I think that would be nice. We did quite like that.
Okay.
And what's my friend's name?
Also Reginald. It's just a different Reginald.
It's just a different Reginald, yeah.
And her partner that we've seen, what's their name?
Would you believe it? If I said that it was Reginald.
Reginald, okay. And the person they're with, let me guess, it's Reginald.
No.
Oh.
It's Regina.
Regina. Okay.
Yeah. I mean...
I think that's how we make up my mind.
I think what I'd probably do is, if I've understood this correctly, I mean, I'd have my meal first because, you know, I'm there for me.
What are you eating?
What's the restaurant again?
Five Guys.
A new restaurant. It's Five Guys.
I'll hold what I'm about to say until Twitter sends me this part up. Yeah.
Probably just have some. I'll have the chips. They're good. Get a little burger. Strawberry milkshake. Those strawberry milkshakes are so nice. I'm one of those who definitely goes like, oh yeah, I don't want like a large fries. I just get a regular. But then
why are we talking about food?
My
This is a moral dilemma.
I'm setting the scene.
It's that whatever size you get too many fries. So.
Yeah, well they do that on purpose though.
Yeah.
To make you think that you're getting a good value.
Because they put a cup in.
Yeah, they put a cup. The cup's really small though.
Yeah, and then they put a whole tray in on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so you think you're getting a good value, and it works. So you know, fair play.
I love the bacon on their burgers though, because it's so crispy and it's like perfect for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've not been there in years. My sister used to live near one, so I went round to hers, and I used to go there quite a lot. It was really good. God, you know the strawberry milkshake's got like little bits in of like I don't know. It's got like I don't know if it's like little bits of strawberry or if it's like little bits of strawberry flavored like almost sort of a jelly kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't really like strawberry milkshakes. I always go for the chocolate. Or
I wonder if I've not had the chocolate one, but I wonder if it's got like chocolate in it.
It's
like
very thick. It's very thick.
Yeah, but that's good though. That's good. I like that.
It's really good. Yeah.
The thicker, the better.
What I say.
So what would you do?
I'd probably just tell him.
In the Five Guys.
I just
tell him.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh.
No, I would probably I'd bring it up, but I'd bring it up in a way, in a sort of nonchalant way. So I'd say, oh, you're Reginald. I was in Five Guys and Reginald was there, and they might go, oh, and I go, yeah, they were there with what was that? Reginald. They were there with Gina. They were there with Gina.
Regina.
Regina. Yeah, they were there with Regina. And then, from there, just sort of maybe like hint that they were doing something that they shouldn't have, because you can never, they might not be monogamous. So
True.
you might run up to them and go, I'm telling on you, look what I saw in Five Guys, and then they go, well, yeah, so what? So I'd bring it up, but I'd bring it up in a way that's like, you okay with this?
See, I very much the same, I think. Or I'd just be like, hey, do you know I saw these the other night? Do you know they were doing that? But my main issue here with the question is that you've said this at Five Guys and you said they were getting affectionate. I don't think anyone can get affectionate with each other when there's a crate of peanuts next to you.
You haven't met me, Sloth.
Sorry, can you hold an erection while there's a man yelling, Order 22?
If you like being yelled at, then maybe.
Yeah.
That's true. But Order 22 being yelled at you?
Well, that's just roleplay, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just, you can just...
Tonight, you be the underpaid employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
You be the depressed worker, and I'll be the Karen.
Yeah.
My fries aren't cooked.
Swiss?
Sorry. Would you like me to make some more for you?
You know what? I've just found my kink. I'm throbbing right now.
Should we move on to the next one?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just turn page.
Just in the middle of our fun.
I have to make notes.
You've worked years to be successful in your father's business.
Can't relate.
No.
Your mother's business.
Can't relate. Like, I just stopped relating when you said you've worked hard.
Okay. Imagine you've worked hard to be successful in your relative's business.
Okay.
You felt you were obligated to take over as they'd worked their whole life to build the business left to you. However, the large business has had a serious cut in profits, and for several years, you and your family have just managed to scrape by. Your relative's health has declined in hospital, and they have a substantial life insurance policy that expires at midnight. If they die before midnight, you'll inherit enough money to pursue a career that you've always dreamed of and provide adequately for your family. Do you pinch the oxygen line, making it possible for your dad to die, or just smother him? Your relative. Do you tell your relative the problem and let them suggest a solution? Or do you do nothing as you don't want to terminate someone's life?
Have you
I have
these yourself?
many questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure you fucking do.
I mean,
Go on.
Go on. You go first, Sloth.
Okay. First question. What is the business?
Does that matter?
Yeah.
The business.
The restaurant mattered last time. Of course, the business matters this time.
The business is
Five Guys.
A shoe shop.
A shoe shop. Right. Okay. So we're going the kinky boots route. The second question: why have they taken out a life insurance policy which randomly expires when you're about to die?
He's got you there.
He was in good health.
And he went, October 20th, that's when it'll end.
So took out a life insurance policy.
If I'm going to die, I better die before midnight on October the 20th.
And it declined.
It declined?
No, his health declined, and he can't renew a new one now because he's going to die.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't. I'm just reading off the internet. Okay.
Oh, this is so good.
And there was a third question, but I'll be honest. I'm angry about the whole expiring of a life insurance policy. I'm gonna kill the fucker. I'll make it look like the nurse did it. It'll be fine.
How are you gonna do it? Talk me through it.
I don't know. I'll inject him with something, and then I'll put it in the nurse's hand and be like, "Why did you do that?" And then an innocent woman will go to prison.
Well, you do the thing where you hold his fist and punch himself, and you go, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting until he dies?" And then he goes, "Oh, he's just hit himself to death."
I'd kind of want him to die. Or what you could do actually is, when I said the Kinky Boots route earlier, you've got a shoe shop. It's failing. So what you do is you go, I know, we're going to make shoes for drag queens. You get into that business. That goes quite well. And then they make a film about you. And then they make a stage musical about you. And you get profits from that as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down that route.
If you wanted him to die, you could just suggest like a really outrageous business idea that'll just give him a heart attack.
True.
So the Kinky Boots route.
Yeah.
Kinky Boots route.
But like, even just say like, look, I'm setting up a policy. We're only going to sell shoes to racists now. It'll just kill him off. Unless he is a racist himself. You're only going to sell left feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Good dancers.
Right. Well, that's that answered then, isn't it?
Well, I haven't answered it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were agreeing. I apologise.
Well, I think it depends on, like, what. There's so many, like,
what's the relationship with?
Yeah, exactly. Do you like them? Because like,
Yeah.
you can get along with people, but not like them, and
You've worked closely with this person for a long time, and you've struggled together as the business has been failing.
Doesn't necessarily mean you
yeah,
like
but
them, though.
yeah, but yeah, are they an asshole?
No, they're a good, honest business person.
I'd probably just say, look, you're about to die. Your life insurance is about to expire, which I didn't realize was a thing. So I don't know why you took out that specific policy. Really should have gone over it with like a solicitor or something like that. But you know, we can't turn back time now. Yeah. Hopefully he'd agree with me on that. Then I'd probably just say like, look, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I fucking hate shoes. I buy like one pair every 5 years. The shit shoes. I come home every day smelling of leather and new shoes, and my partner Reginald is going, "Oh, why do you keep smelling his shoes?" And I'm sat there going, like, "Oh, I can't help it. I work at the shoe shop." And he's going, "Oh, I wish you worked at Five Guys. You came every day smelling of chips." It's like, well, you know what? Maybe we can, maybe we'll ask our dearest darling father if he'll die for us, for our sins.
I'm really getting a picture of your home life, and I just want you to know it's beautiful, and I'm really hoping that you two succeed.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot.
Oh,
that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I think I just kill him.
Fair enough.
What would you do?
I can't be bothered with this scenario anymore. Whatever the quickest solution out of this scenario is, which is probably just killing him.
Yeah, probably true. Might get you arrested though.
Columbo would figure it out.
No, Columbo's dead.
You think you got away with it? No, you think he's dead, but he'll be back soon. Going, one more thing. You'll be like, oh my god.
Oh shit! I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for this.
Columbo. Ghost of Columbo.
Ghost of Columbo. Yeah, that sounds like a film that you'd show on Shite Cinema Sunday.
I really hope it exists. I want to find it now. There's got to be a knockoff Columbo.
Oh, there will be.
Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it involve killing people?
Could do.
Okay, nice.
Shops.
I'm interested.
Your friend tells you they've committed a serious crime.
Kill them.
They explain that they've been having trouble sleeping, and they feel that you are the only one that they can trust with their confession. A few days later, you read in the paper that someone else has been arrested for your friend's crime. What do you do?
What crime?
Yeah.
Well, it really depends on what crime.
Fair enough. Let's say it's It's a manslaughter. So
not a woman slaughter.
no of the woman was slaughtered. Just like they've hit them with their car and they've killed them. They've scared and they've driven off, and they think someone else with the same car.
I wouldn't. I don't think I'd dob them in.
I mean,
No.
But what I would do is I would do the sort of Ghost of Christmas past thing and just put immense pressure on them to do the right thing. And like,
would you dress up as all three of them?
yeah, I think it'd give me a laugh. I think it'd give me a bit of a laugh, lighten up a serious situation. So yeah, I'd definitely do that.
What you described there, though, is niche reference that some will get, is the exact plot to the end of One Foot in the Grave with Victor Meldrew, the I don't believe it man.
Oh yeah,
because he in the last chapter was hit by a car and died, and the
Right.
woman who did it was, I think, friends with the wife, and she came round, and I'm pretty sure in the end Victor Meldrew's wife worked it out and killed her. So I think I'd have to just kill my friend.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe just poison them
I-
with some arsenic.
I mean, this does sound like you said there. This sounds like the plot that Coronation Street would use about 3 times a year.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If it was like manslaughter, I think whatever it was, even if it was like tax evasion, I'd still sort of be like, you just gotta, if you're friends with someone who, accidentally kills someone and sees that someone else has been arrested for something that they didn't do, and you say to your friend, look, you've got to hand yourself in, and your friend goes no, I would strongly reconsider that friendship, is what I'd say.
Yeah, I'd strongly be
True.
leaning on them to hand themselves in and be like, you can't let someone else go down.
Yeah, unless
Or-
that person's an asshole, in which case,
Yeah.
who's the person who's been accused?
Let's just say it's just like the nice guy in the village.
Oh, then no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't let that happen. But if it was like an asshole, then
Fair.
is that a crime to sort of withhold information?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it a crime to withhold information if they never like ask you about it? If the police never come
yeah.
to you and ask, are you still
it-
committing a crime?
If it comes out that the other person did it and you knew, then yes.
But how would they know that I knew that?
They
Yeah.
might tell them in an interview.
Well, it's their word against mine. They're not going to trust a killer, are they?
Wow.
Suppose.
It's the police, though, isn't it?
It's the police. Yeah.
Deep, man. Deep.
I like that we just found out we're living in a village that's got a Five Guys
Village that's got a Five Guys in a shoe shop.
and a shoe shop.
That's
yeah.
it.
That's
And
not.
half the population's called Reginald.
That's the only outrageous bit, I think.
Yeah.
Personally.
And there's an old man dying.
Yeah.
And we want him to die quickly, otherwise his life insurance isn't going to pay out because it expires on the October the 20th.
And then this victim of the manslaughter charge gets wheeled across in front of the room.
Yeah. So it's got hospital as well.
Yeah.
Hospital of Five Guys in a shoe shop.
In a village. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
It's
If anything, that's a town. But
it's a big
Yeah.
village. Let's move on, please.
If
Oh,
does this next one involve a cathedral? Because if so, we can upgrade it to city status.
yeah.
Well,
So you're a priest, and in your cathedral.
this one involves the football.
Oh, here we
So-
go. Sloth, this one's one for you.
Yeah. Coming in. Offside, referee.
You are the coach of a newly promoted Premier League team.
Okay.
Okay.
You have started the season very well, mainly due to the signing of a new young striker.
Yeah.
Within your team, there are rules that, if breached, lead to suspension for a match. This new superstar player has blatantly broken numerous of these rules, but the
Okay.
next match is a very important one against your rivals.
All right.
Do you keep it fair for the rest of the team and ban him as per the rules, or do you let him off, disregarding the rules and potentially frustrating other players, but increasing your chances to win?
So when you say
I got this,
they've broken the rules, do you mean they've broken like the club rules?
Yes, the club. Like so, like
And
for example,
so-
managers will say, "Don't turn up late."
Yeah, and
Or you're
if they've
fined.
broken that, then they
Yeah,
get banned for the next match, basically.
Yeah,
And that's something that everyone knows. Everyone's on the same page about that.
yeah. It's like a very well known thing.
My initial thing would be to just say, yeah, ban them. Don't play them, because without getting too much into it, like team harmony is quite like a big thing. In the Premier League, I mean, it's weird that you mentioned that, because at the moment, the Premier League relegation candidates, Arsenal, have Aubameyang, who's the captain and like the best player, and he got suspended by the club because he kept breaking the rules, and they sort of put their foot down on that, and he's gone now. They sold him, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he's moving now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. I mean, Arsenal lost all the games in January, I think.
Yeah.
So you could argue that if he was there, then they would have done better. But they put their foot down, and I think because if you do put your foot down on it, then in the future, people are gonna see that you're being serious. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, if they're gonna ban the star player for doing that sort of thing, then I'm not gonna get away with it. That's my take.
we laugh because it's a football question and we know me in football, but
yeah,
as an avid watcher of Ted Lasso, I know about football coaching.
Yeah,
and you would have to apply the rules to them as well. Like with Jamie Benn, he had to apply the rules. He's a great footballer. He's one of the best on the team. But if you're not a team player, are you really a good footballer?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
Because you have to have that harmony there, and then be in sync with everyone. And if you're not going to apply yourself like that, then you shouldn't be there.
What I would say though is, if it wasn't a team rule that they'd broken, but it was just like a general league rule that they'd broken, I fucking just let them play. I don't care.
Oh yeah, if it's like
because I mean,
hide it.
Was it what's his face, Tevez, when he played for West Ham like 15 years ago? He'd broken rules, but like because it was like third party ownership, they weren't technically allowed to do that. But they still bought him and still played him, and I think he scored the winning goal in the last game to keep West Ham from being relegated. So that's like a direct comparison.
Yeah.
But they relegated Sheffield United, and I don't like them, so I think it's fine.
There you go. I have a part 2 to this.
Okay.
All right. So you've chosen to ban this player.
Yeah.
The fans see that the starting lineup does not include this player. He's not on the subs bench.
Mm-hmm.
You're asked after the game, why is young Rodrigo?
Yeah. So we're Leeds United.
Not playing. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is young Rodrigo not playing? He's scored so many goals, and
you tell the truth. You got to be honest.
You just tell him.
Yeah. You just say it's a discipline. Well, you don't go into it too much. You just go, it's a disciplinary issue. Because then the fans will go, oh yeah, fair enough. Fans are, football fans are. I was going to say they're not stupid, but that's a lie. They kind of are in a way. But I mean, like, they'll understand if you say that sort of thing. They understand the importance of rules and team harmony and stuff like that. So if you do that, most of the fans will be on your side.
Can I just quickly say that Team Harmony does sound like a team from The Apprentice?
Yeah.
Very true. Well, I wrote that one, and I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah, it's a good one, that. Not so good for Sloth, maybe, but I mean,
yeah.
Then you've seen
opinion, or...
then you've seen Ted
Lasso,
whatever his name is. Yeah,
great program.
Yeah,
so it makes me appreciate football in a certain way.
Yeah,
I'm very much. My team is now Richmond AFC, and they don't exist, but they are my team.
Yeah. No,
there probably is a team called Richmond AFC though.
don't think there is.
No, there will be. There'll be Sunday League or something, but there will be a team called Richmond AFC.
Like a five-a-side team somewhere.
Well, then I'm going to go and support them, and they're going to be very confused when I shut up someone else's kit.
If there's a place called Richmond, there's going to be a team called Richmond AFC, probably.
There's definitely a place called Richmond. I've been there.
There'll be multiple. So there you go.
There we go. Last one before we conclude.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. It's just this is written really poorly, and I copy and pasted it at like 1 a.m.
All right.
So I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. Okay, you're at work.
Can't relate.
And you're in the office, and your co-worker, who you get along with well, is away on a holiday, and you need a bit of information from them to continue with your work however you need to. They're not contactable because they're on holiday, and you know their password to their computer. So you think nothing of it. You know your co-worker / friend wouldn't mind. You log on to their computer, and you find that they have been keeping the credit card details of customers on their computer, which obviously is a violation of company policy and is against the law.
Yeah.
You could get in trouble for accessing someone else's computer, technically without permission. So if you tell your boss about this, then you could potentially get fired for violating company policy. Or you could just do nothing, get your information, and have potentially thousands stolen from vulnerable customers.
Okay. Here'd be my first question. Does the person that's on holiday know that what they've done is against the law?
Yes, they are actively taking money out of people's accounts when they're not supposed to.
They're actively stealing.
I thought it was
this
just
person.
Because I know there's been instances of like people who work for companies where they've kept like certain information and not realized that there's like GDPR laws and stuff like that.
No,
and they're not allowed to.
It's very obvious by their notation that they're aware of what they're doing.
Okay. I would. Oh goodness. I mean, that's really a sort of like. There's either two outcomes to this. I think either neither of you are going to get fired because you do nothing, and they might get fired eventually, or I would tell them when they came back, like, what the hell, and then if they were like, oh, I'm going to tell on you for being on my computer, if you tell on the manager, or if you tell the manager on me or whatever, I'd be like, well, okay, and then both of us would get fired. Possibly. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Either neither of you are going to get fired, or both of you are going to get fired. But with the neither of you are going to get fired, there's a chance that they might get fired later on. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do there. I'll have to think about that.
That's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one.
Blackmail them.
Blackmail, yeah.
I don't think you get fired for accessing someone else's computer.
What if it said it was against company policy to do that?
Yeah, you're aware that it's against company policy.
Okay.
What if there was a previous example of someone doing that and they got fired?
Yeah, but, someone else logged on and they found out and they were fired.
But a lot of the times with stuff like that, when the companies have got them sort of rules, there's a whistleblowing.
Yeah, that is true. Also, why aren't like IT things, like IT technicians, picking up on this? And also, yeah, like you say, couldn't you just anonymously tip?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I suppose that is an option.
Yeah, I'd just do that. Probably just do that.
Yeah.
Just a note under the door written from letters from magazines.
Yeah.
Saying, I have your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, very good. Well, I think you got around those ones.
Yeah,
well.
So I think we're gonna kill someone, we're gonna kill someone, we're gonna ruin someone's marriage, we're gonna get someone fired, and we're gonna get our team relegated.
Yep.
But we're gonna come away with all that knowing that actually, in the grand scheme of things, we are good people.
So our life is a mess, but it's fine because we know we're good people.
Yeah.
Because we did the right thing.
The world.
Well, you're rich though, because you killed the relative and you got their expiring life insurance. So,
yeah.
You don't want to get me started on that again.
Yeah. Think of how many meal deals you could buy.
Well, not many at
Yeah.
Not many at your
that's it.
university, no.
Yeah.
Nice.
How far are we in? Okay, we've hit an hour. We can wrap up.
What?
He's genuinely angry that we have to wrap up after an hour.
Would you want to go a bit more, Sloth? Do you want to do a bit more?
I'm into this now. What else you got?
Yeah,
for us?
I mean, I could go on for like another hour.
Okay, we'll do a bit more. I only got these 5 moral dilemmas, but I can find some more. Okay, this one's relevant to Sloth. So,
You
Swiss,
are a gay.
Swiss, you'd be able to answer this one.
Yeah. It's funny
Your
because it's
friend
true.
is gay. No, your friend has a great sense of humor. However, sometimes his jokes involve making fun of others in inappropriate ways.
Oh yeah, this is relatable.
Yeah. I do understand that.
You feel uncomfortable when your friend does this. Do you say something or do you laugh along with him?
Well, guys,
I'm
what do you do?
I'm waiting to see what Swiss is gonna do.
It genuinely depends on what it is.
No, yeah.
I
sure.
mean, of course, yeah. I mean, I've done it before where like I've been talking to people and maybe they've used a certain word that even if they didn't realize it was offensive or whatever, they still use that word, and I've just said, look, listen, I wouldn't use that word again. And here's why. I don't want to say, look, don't use that word. I want to sort of like explain why, because I think if with a lot of people, if you just say to them, look, don't use that word, they're just gonna go, well, why not? So like
True.
actually
True.
explain why. And you know what? People have done that when I was a young wee lad and I was in my edgelord phase. People did that with me. I used words and stuff that I didn't realize were like really bad.
Oh God,
And
what ones?
here's a list of the following words I used to use. No. I would get told like, look, don't use that word anymore. And if they sort of explained why, I'd be like, well, yeah, okay, fair enough, and I'd stop. This were even like, I think even like a year or 2 ago, this happened with. I can't remember what it was now, but I remember it happening quite recently. And there's certain words that there's probably words that I say now that.
Did you retell that Jimmy Carr joke like it was amazing?
I haven't.
Is that what it was?
I haven't heard that joke, but if I ever repeat a Jimmy Carr joke, please just shoot me.
My main issue with that joke is like, yeah, it's bad what you're saying, but I'm like at the same time like, it's also just a shit joke.
Yeah. Well,
is,
this is the thing with like, in all these like edgy comedians go, oh, I'm saying things that other people won't dare to say and all that sort of thing. And they'll tell the joke and, I might not be personally offended by it. I might see why other people are, of course. But my issue quite a lot of the time is it's not offensive. It's just boring.
Yeah.
It's just so they're not saying anything new or original. They're just taking the piss out of people who don't deserve to have the piss taken out of them.
You can say offensive stuff in funny and creative ways that will actually be funny and not just randomly be offensive. But a lot of the time they're like, I'm just going to say it's an offensive thing, and then people are like,
I mean, Ricky Gervais is the king of that. Like he'll just say offensive shit, and then it'll be like, well, where's the joke? And he'll be like, that is the joke. Just the fact that I've said something offensive.
I'm actually
that's
really
not
clever.
Yeah, because I realize that I'm saying something terrible. That doesn't make you clever. That just makes you more of an arsehole. You're less of an arsehole if you say something offensive and don't know it's offensive. If you're saying something offensive and you know it's offensive, but you're still going to say it in the expectation that people are going to laugh at you, then you're just a complete dickhead.
I need to change my stream persona. I just need to make a note of that. No, I don't think I ever say anything offensive, do I? Like, actually offensive.
No, nothing that's like actually terrible. Like, I think you have the comedy where you're saying something purposely ignorant because it's funny about how ignorant you're being.
Yeah, that's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where the joke is not what they're saying. The joke is that they're ignorant people. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
even The Office was like that to an extent.
That's what I was thinking. Like Michael Scott character is
Yeah.
very much like that.
Yeah. But then so many people do that, but like only exclusively have that kind of humor, and that gets boring very quickly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they realised that with The Office because they very quickly changed his character to still include that stuff, but also be likable.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
Nice.
Well,
go us, hey?
Go us. We fixed racism. Well done, everyone.
Fixing all the problems in the world.
I think this might be the podcast that finally cancels Ricky Gervais.
I think
that
so.
Could be it. Oh,
I think so.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
But you gotta like me. I like animals.
Yeah, it's fucking like I don't get this. I saw a tweet the other day, and it's like this. You know, he had an interview where he said, "Oh, the next Netflix special I'm going to try and get cancelled." And it's this is the same guy who cries if you don't give a dog a biscuit.
Yeah.
You know? He can't have it both ways. He's got this like caring sort of be nice to each other. Like I don't know if you saw like Derek, that was kind of like that, where like the whole moral of it was, you know, it doesn't matter what someone's like, you just be nice to them, don't take the piss or anything like that, because you just come out as an asshole. And I don't know if Afterlife's like that or not. I've not seen that, because that's sort of when I realised that Ricky Gervais is just so far beyond saving at this point. But
I watched the first season of Afterlife and I enjoyed it, but I can't really remember it now.
Yeah.
And
I bet the moral of it is something like quite positive though. But then he has that. But then his stand-up stuff is like the complete opposite, where he's just like, I can say anything and offend anyone, and it doesn't matter, because he seems to think that comedy exists in a vacuum, where you can just say anything and it has no implications on the real world. But it does have implications on the real world, because people are fucking stupid and will think that these jokes are like acceptable to actually say in anywhere. And then it'll go further and further, and then you get to the point where, you know, people are actually just being bullied, you know?
Yeah.
But he's too far up his own arse to realise that. And he's like, he's like in his 60s, isn't he?
He's getting...
And he's like in his 60s, and he acts like I acted when I was 16. And it's really fucking embarrassing. And what's more embarrassing is because there's loads of people, middle-aged men like that, and they're all shit. What's more embarrassing is that so many people like that. That's what I think. So many people haven't grown up out of being like a high school bully, and have just found new ways to sort of have that output in like adult life. And it's really fucking depressing.
And on that note,
sorry about that.
The next moral dilemma.
Oh.
What, Sloth?
Yes.
What? No, tell me, go on.
No, I didn't know we were doing more moral dilemmas. I'm ready, if you are. I was
ask
still
for
thinking
more,
about
I give you more.
I was still thinking about all of what Swiss just said, sorry.
Oh, go on, think then.
Okay.
We'll wait.
No, I was just thinking inside my head, it's fine.
No, think it out, mate. Think it out, go on.
Think it out, yeah.
Well, no, you see, now you've told me to do that. I now can't think of anything constructive to say.
Okay, fair enough.
Other than...
so you think I should move on?
The thing with Derek, though, is that...
Okay, no, go on.
Like...
I haven't watched this show in years, so...
Yeah, you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, I see the mess behind this show.
Yeah.
This feels nice. But at the same time, you're watching him play the Derek character, and it doesn't feel
exactly.
okay.
And that's why I haven't gone back to rewatch it. When I watched it, it was when did it come out? Like 2011 or something like that. This was at the time when I would have been 14, 15 at that time. I was watching. Do you remember Come Fly With Me with Matt Lucas? I thought that was fucking hilarious at that point. And I would not go near that now. Because some of the stuff in that is like horrific, and I just didn't realize.
Aaron spoke a little bit about that a little while ago.
Yeah. So I get what you mean. If you know, if they actually had, like, I mean, I don't know, was he? I don't know what the character of Derek like
Yeah, they never specified.
They never
what
specified what sort
was
of
wrong.
disability or
Yeah.
whatever he had. But if they actually specified that and then got someone who had that disability to play the lead character, it would be so much more effective.
Yeah.
And just have, you know, I mean, Gervais doesn't have to fucking appear in everything that he writes,
No.
is what I'd say. I was trying to find a way to sort of fit him in as a character in there somewhere, but I don't think it would work. But that would actually have a good message at that point. I mean, it did have a good message, but it's just so poorly like executed because of that, you know?
He's just not that good of an actor either.
Yeah, you know what it is? He's a writer that just goes, well, I've written it, so I'm going to be in it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Like my least favourite moment in The American Office, which is far superior to the English Office. My least favourite moment is when he turns up for a scene.
Yeah.
And it's
So
just
true.
I watched an
so
episode. I watched an
true.
episode of The Simpsons not too long ago, and he was a guest star in that, and he plays like this sort of like bumbling kind of David Brent-ish character, and it's just I had to skip it. It's just crap. It's just so crap.
That film, that David Brent film came out, and I
yeah.
heard no one speak about that at all.
I heard apparently, so the first couple of seasons of Afterlife got like quite good reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if this is a universal thing or if this is just a couple of people that I've heard talk about the new one, but apparently it's just like a piece of shit. Apparently it's really bad.
See, I follow a lot of the cast on Twitter, but
Yeah.
just because I know them from other stuff.
Yeah.
And they all rave about how nice of a time they had doing it and stuff. And everyone that works with him raves about him.
Yeah.
So he must be nice in person, but it's a persona he puts on.
But I think even with like the David Brent thing, you can sort of separate that, you know, he was clearly playing a character.
Yeah.
Whereas when he's doing his stand-up, he's just not.
His stand-up and what he puts on Twitter is like...
Yeah. I can't tell if it's just like one long, like, piss take. You know what I mean? But even then, if it was a piss take, what are you do? You're just going, oh, I was only joking. I was only pretending to be an idiot. Like, what? What have you got out of that? What has anyone got out of that?
Like the fella that played do you remember Lee Nelson?
Yeah.
He was like a chavvy guy. The fella that played him, because of the Lee Nelson character, I just didn't like him. And I fully thought he's going to be a prick. And then it turns out he's like the nicest, sweetest man ever.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of like, I mean, how old is the Lee Nelson character? I think a lot of sort of comedians who did characters like that at that time have probably realized that they were kind of just, well, wrong to do them, you know? Which is a good thing because we like character growth. But this is the thing about, like, you know, Ricky Gervais, and people always go about, I don't want to get into this too much, but like when people talk about getting cancelled and stuff, and they go, oh, but you don't allow for character growth or anything like that. It's like, yeah, we do. But if you call someone out for being a dickhead and they just go, well, I don't care about you, and continue to be a dickhead, and then have an interview going, I'm actually going to try and get cancelled in my next stand-up special, that's not character growth. That is just being a dickhead, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like,
no, mate, get it out. It's all good.
It's like with the sort of character comedy stuff, and I was never sure how I felt about like Al Murray, but it wasn't the character of Al Murray; it was the audience. And I feel like I was being snobbish about it. In my head, I'm going, "Oh, the audience don't get it," but they probably did.
They probably did.
Me being a snob. But in my head, I'm like, "No, his audience are just really racist." Yeah, but they definitely weren't. They definitely wasn't pulling in that many crowds of just racists. They might have been the odd one.
Yeah,
but...
I think when you make a character like that, there's always going to be people that don't get it. But like, I guess if you're, you know, that popular, it's kind of an inevitability that when you're being like ironic or whatever, that some people just aren't going to get it until you just turn around and say to them, that was ironic. If you're actually like that, then you're a knob.
Well, I listened to a podcast with Adam Rowe, the comedian in it, the other day, and he was talking about kind of like how to grow comedy and stuff like that. And he said the best advice he got in comedy was you don't want everyone in the audience to think you're a 7 out of 10 when you first start gigging. Sorry.
Yeah.
You want
Sorry.
it's fine.
Sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
Yep.
You want 25 to 50% of the audience to think you're a 10 out of 10, and the rest of the audience think you're a 4 out of 10. Because if you're all the 7 out of 10 audience will think, oh, you were good, and won't look you up afterwards. They'll be like, it was fine.
Yeah.
The 4 out of 10 will forget your name instantly, and the 10 out of 10 will then look you up afterwards, try and buy your tickets, follow you on social media, etc., etc. So with like building an audience, it's just about kind of like finding the people that
is
like you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Not to compare myself to a comedian, but that's kind of the approach I go for when streaming. Yeah. Where like, I mean, before I was just sort of trying to broadly appeal to everyone, whereas now I'm sort of like just accepting that some people aren't going to like the way I stream because people don't like that, and you know, it's fine if they don't like that. But the people that do like it like it a lot. And that's good. I'd rather have that small, dedicated group of people who like what I do than to have a sort of broader group of people who are all sort of like, it's all right, but he's not my favorite.
Yeah. It's like I before, like, say I'd get a raid from someone that I knew, and I'd hang around in their chat and stuff, and some of the people I chat to in their chat, they'd get raided into me, and they wouldn't follow, and I'd be like, oh, it's a bit strange. Why wouldn't they follow me? Having quite a nice time in their chat earlier, and now I'm like, no, I'm just, my style probably isn't for them. It's like that my style of what I do isn't really what I watch on Twitch.
Yeah,
I'd probably find myself irritating. So I can see why others wouldn't want to stick around, and I'm glad they don't, because I'd rather people who are sticking around and are happy than are sticking around just because.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You don't want people just sort of. You don't want. I always say now after like raids and stuff like that. Like I always say, if anyone's got anything they need to go and do it. Don't feel like you have to stick about, because I don't want people. I raid people like after every stream, and I stream for like 6 hours. I want to go and get up and get something to eat and just sort crap out in the sort of quote unquote real world. I don't want to sit on my computer for much longer, so I always just have to say, like I have to just go. And if they're not okay with it, then that's on them.
I feel like that's like an unspoken thing that no one's comfortable with about when you raid someone.
Yeah, I think
everyone feels like they have to stick around. But we all know we raid, say hello, and then leave immediately.
Yeah, but everyone knows that that's what it's like. But you just worry that there's going to be maybe someone. I mean, I think I've had it actually before with one person where maybe they were new to Twitch, something I don't know, but they I raided them and said like, oh, I've got to like raid and run, and they seemed kind of like, maybe it was just in my head, they seemed kind of like annoyed about it. They were like, oh, okay. And I always worry that someone's going to take it badly, but it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. People always go, oh, it's fine, because you know, regardless of if you go and raid someone and then you immediately leave, you still boosted their view count by however many. So, like, it's fine. They're going to appreciate that.
God, we're so insightful and cool.
Sorry, I just realized the podcast's called Kieran's Streamer Stories, and we hadn't talked about anything actually.
Well, we did a little bit at the start. All right. I mean, like, literally 90% of all my podcasts are not about streaming. So I happen to bring streamers on.
Yeah. That's true.
That's my USP.
You should do
no
Kieran's Stories with streamers.
It doesn't quite have the same ring, though, does it?
No, but it's more accurate. Depends if you want accuracy or.
No, I just want clickbait, mate. I want clickbait.
You want clickbait? That's fine.
Oh, do you mind if I bring some out quickly?
No.
Sorry, what?
Swiss. Kieran's got a rap video.
What?
Right, we're gonna have to send me it now.
No, I don't.
What do you mean?
Kieran, he did a diss track of one of his friends when he was in school.
How old?
He kindly let me know. I was about 15, were you?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
I've got to see this. I don't want to watch it now. because then you'd probably have to have the audio or something in the podcast, and I'm sure you don't want that.
Yeah, people aren't hearing that.
Well, to be honest, though, I feel like with what you dig up on us and on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, but that's public domain.
Yeah, I found.
Is this video
what
on
anyone
YouTube?
Can found. It was. It's now.
It's now
private on
not.
YouTube.
Okay, yeah. If it was just public
I
on
looked
YouTube,
for
it's
it the
fair
other
game.
night.
But like,
Yeah,
if
no,
not,
I
then-
agree.
Yeah, you can still send me it, and I'll watch it later though.
Well, yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, Sloth.
You're welcome.
No,
mate.
I appreciate you just bringing it up. He was like, speaking of clickbait, here's something completely irrelevant.
Kieran's rapper stories.
Kieran's grime, gory tales.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Shall we wrap up? Literally.
What's
shall
it
we
called
end?
out?
Okay, let me drop a beat.
Good.
Thank you.
Nice.
that was
That's the
a good bit,
world's
that.
shortest rap song with no rap.
And it just ends with good.
We can release that. We'll get some hits on that.
Yeah, we'll be like, the baby. That's one of the rappers.
Yeah, the baby. It's called the. It's called the
Baby.
baby, not
Oh,
David.
The
The
Baby.
baby.
You know The
Baby.
It's called the baby.
Yeah.
I watched. Sorry, did you see the video yesterday of the fight that happened with him?
No, I haven't. No.
It was like it happened. It was at a bowling alley, and
Go
it
on.
was something to do with his baby mama or something. It was her brother came to confront him at a video shoot. So the baby. It feels weird saying that.
The baby.
He threw a punch at him, missed him, and hit the guy's drink instead. The guys stepped back onto the bowling lane, slipped obviously. 6 bouncers have come in onto the bowling lane. Everyone's just falling over. It's amazing. It's like
that is like a scene from Trailer Park Boys.
oh, it's such a slapstick fight, and like no hits are landing because everyone's falling.
That's fucking
I need to see
hilarious.
this so badly.
At one point, one of the bouncers goes to hit the guy and hits another bouncer instead because he slips.
Yes, I love that.
Oh, you've got to send the video.
Oh, it's
All right. Well,
fantastic.
after this, we'll have a little watch party of
Yeah.
things.
Who was the fight with? Was it with Lil Nas 10?
Lil Nas.
Or
Very good. That just clicked.
thanks, mate. Thank you.
Oh, that's very good.
Where can they find you, Swiss? Where can they find you?
I think find me all over the place. They can find me on Twitch, Twitter, not TikTok. Someone took my fucking username on TikTok. Someone has taken tiktok.com/SwissKnee. After I deleted my account, I was going to go back to it because I've started making like, sort of TikTok-ish videos. But I've had
seen
to
your
put
Instagram
them.
reels.
Yeah, so I make Instagram reels and I do YouTube Shorts as well, which is like the same thing now, but on YouTube.
Yep.
So I do those now, and I was going to put them on TikTok as well, but I don't want to have like a shit username like SwissKnee TTV or something like that. It's SwissKnee or nothing. So don't follow me on TikTok. Report that person for impersonating me.
Ban him.
They're not impersonating me, but they've got my username, and that is enough to report. Everyone report them. Yeah.
It's probably like Leopard or Knights being
It's I looked at who they're following, and it's just a load of like people from like Indonesia or something.
Oh.
So I don't know.
so-
It's like 20 people from like Indonesia. So I don't know if it's just
So you want to get this person kicked off TikTok who probably sort of
they've
had a really
taken mine.
tough
They've
life.
taken. I wouldn't mind because SwissKnee's not taken anywhere else, but possibly there was maybe the chance that they took my name without realizing that SwissKnee was already a thing. But it's the fact that they've capitalized the S and the K, which is what I do, that makes me think that actually they have just taken my name, maybe to spite me or something. Maybe they've maybe I've banned them, or maybe
Got a lot of haters in Indonesia.
yeah, maybe they realize that in the future I'm going to be like super famous and I'm going to want that account, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'll give you it, but you got to give me like 50 quid or something.
That's a lot of money.
They're going to be rich, yeah. Anyway, I'm annoyed. Anyway, everywhere but TikTok. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to go off on that.
Sloth.
Twitch and Twitter and I think is my Instagram the same? I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah, the
Probably.
Broken Sloth is it's everywhere.
Yeah, just Google the Broken Sloth. The first few
Yeah.
results will just be you. won't
Dying
it?
sloths.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What about you, Kieran?
yeah. Where can they find you?
They can find me on twitch.tv/itskez.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Wow.
Rebrand?
Yeah, it is a rebrand, but it's not
Rebrand.
spelled like
It's
that.
not
is
spelled
it?
like that.
Yeah,
If you put
it's
it's
got-
Kez, it's not going to work.
It's a 3 instead of the E because the E was taken. So
Yeah.
By someone that
Is
knew
there
you
an
were gonna be
underscore
famous.
or
no underscores, just
No
it's
underscores.
Kez with a 3 instead of an E. I
It's
don't know when,
K3Z.
yeah?
but I will be
Kez, as in
streaming
like
this-
the film Kez, or
No, just like as in the nickname for Kieran.
how is
Wait.
that with a Z or an S though? Was Kez with a Z or an S?
I think it was with an S as well, 'cause it's like Kestrel, wasn't it?
Yeah. So if you've not seen Kez, that was basically my upbringing. I've not seen it, but I know what it's about.
Wait,
I know what it's about.
It was my upbringing, but I've never seen
I've
it.
never seen. No, I know it's about some little poor
It's-
northern
yeah.
child who gets a pet bird or something.
Oh,
but, yeah.
okay, okay.
And his brother kills it and he finds it in the bin.
Yeah, I was walking home from school once when I was in like year 4, and there was a little bird on the floor that was like dead, and we wrapped it in some tissue and gave it a little burial in the garden.
Actually,
That was my Kez,
my
Wow.
God,
That's the emotion.
but it was like a
That's-
robin, so it's like Rob.
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 There you go.
Can we end now,
Hmm.
You sick of us?
please? I've got a lot of editing to do. Now it's gone over an hour.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
So, thanks
I
for
guess-
listening,
I guess
guys.
Thanks.
Um,
Yeah, thanks
Thank-
everyone.
thank you,
everyone.
thank you, thank you at home for listening, and you on the way to work, but not you on the train.
Yeah. Sorry for
Um,
making you laugh so much that everyone on the bus looked at you like a freak.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we've been hilarious.
Yeah, we've been on top form today.
Top form.
I've barely said a word, you know, and they've just
Yeah.
carried the podcast for me. It's been.
I mean,
great.
that bit when you left might have been the best part.
Mm.
When we just talked about meal deals. You know,
Good-
it was
good chat,
flowing.
that
It was flowing really well at that point.
Do you want a whole episode about meal deals next time?
Let us know in the comments.
I
Yeah.
think you should be able to get a premium meal deal where you can get like a Scotch egg with it as well.
All right, guys, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
God.